Question 1. A retail company needs to allow its analytics team to access data stored in an S3 bucket owned by a different AWS account. The solution must comply with the principle of least privilege. Options: A. Share the bucket via bucket policies. B. Use AWS Resource Access Manager, RAM, to share the bucket. C. Create an IAM role in the data owner's account and allow the analytics team to assume the role. D. Use S3 pre-signed URLs for temporary access. Correct answer: C. Create an IAM role in the data owner's account and allow the analytics team to assume the role. Explanation: IAM roles provide secure cross-account access while adhering to least privilege principles. Why not other options? Option A. Bucket policies can become complex and error-prone for cross-account setups. Option B. RAM is not designed for S3 bucket sharing. Option D. Pre-signed URLs are suitable only for short-term access, not ongoing team access. Question 2. A company is migrating its on-premises Oracle database to AWS. The database is 20 terabytes in size and must remain available during migration. The company also wants to reduce licensing costs. Options: A. Use RDS with Oracle BYOL. B. Use RDS for PostgreSQL with the Database Migration Service, DMS. C. Use Aurora PostgreSQL with the Snowball Edge for migration. D. Use EC2 instances with Oracle installed and replicate data manually. Correct answer: B. Use RDS for PostgreSQL with the Database Migration Service, DMS. Explanation: PostgreSQL reduces licensing costs, and DMS allows live migration with minimal downtime. Why not other options? Option A. RDS with Oracle BYOL does not reduce licensing costs. Option C. Aurora PostgreSQL does not directly support large dataset migrations via Snowball Edge. Option D. EC2 with manual replication is not cost-efficient or scalable. Question 3. A financial services company needs to encrypt sensitive data stored in S3. The encryption keys should be rotated automatically, and administrators should not have direct access to them. Options: A. Use S3 default server-side encryption with AWS managed keys, SAA C03. B. Use SSE with customer-provided keys, SSEC. C. Use SSE with KMS managed keys, SSE KMS. D. Encrypt the data manually before uploading it to S3. Correct answer: C. Use SSE with KMS managed keys, SSE KMS. Explanation: SSE KMS provides automatic key rotation and fine-grained access control. Why not other options? Option A. SSE S3 does not support automatic key rotation or advanced access control. Option B. SSEC requires the customer to manage keys, adding complexity. Option D. Manual encryption increases operational overhead. Question 4. A financial firm needs to ensure that developers can deploy resources using AWS CloudFormation templates, but they should not have access to modify resources directly in the AWS Management Console. Options: A. Assign developers the Power User Access Managed policy. B. Create a custom IAM policy that allows CloudFormation actions only. C. Use Service Control Policies, SCPs, to restrict direct console access. D. Attach the Administrator Access policy and enable AWS CloudTrail logging. Correct answer: B. Create a custom IAM policy that allows CloudFormation actions only. Explanation: a custom IAM policy limiting access to CloudFormation actions ensures the principle of least privilege. Developers can deploy resources through templates without console access. Why not other options? Option A. Power User Access grants excessive permissions, violating least privilege. Option C. SCPs apply at the organizational level, not for individual users. Option D. Administrator access is too broad, and logging does not restrict permissions. Question 5. An insurance company wants to ensure that no sensitive data stored in S3 can be accidentally made public. Options: A. Enable S3 versioning and MFA delete. B. Enable S3 object lock with compliance mode. C. Enable S3 block public access at the account level. D. Use AWS config to detect public access and delete the objects automatically. Correct answer, C. Enable S3 block public access at the account level. Explanation: S3 block public access prevents buckets or objects from being made public, even by accident. Why not other options? Option A, versioning and MFA delete protect against accidental deletions, not public access. Option B, object lock ensures immutability, but does not block public access. Option D, AWS config can detect public access, but cannot prevent it proactively. Question 6. A retail company needs to establish secure and high-speed connectivity between its on-premises data center and AWS. The workload includes real-time order processing. Options: A. Use AWS VPN with Direct Connect as a backup. B. Use Direct Connect for primary connectivity and a VPN for backup. C. Use a site-to-site VPN connection with EC2 as the client. D. Use VPC peering with a transit gateway. Correct answer: B. Use Direct Connect for primary connectivity and a VPN for backup. Explanation: Direct Connect offers high-speed and low-latency connectivity, while VPN provides redundancy for failover. Why not other options? Option A, VPN as primary connectivity is not ideal for high-speed workloads. Option C, EC2 as the client adds unnecessary complexity. Option D, VPC peering does not connect on-premises environments. Question 7. A global e-commerce platform wants low-latency access for users worldwide and cross-region redundancy for S3 data. Options: A. Use S3 cross-region replication, CRR, with CloudFront for distribution. B. Use S3 transfer acceleration to replicate data between regions. C. Store data in a single region and use CloudFront with S3. D. Use a global S3 bucket accessible in multiple regions. Correct answer: A. Use S3 cross-region replication, CRR, with CloudFront for distribution. Explanation: CRR ensures redundancy across regions, and CloudFront delivers low-latency access globally. Why not other options? Option B, transfer acceleration speeds uploads but does not replicate data. Option C, a single region risks latency and fails redundancy requirements. Option D, S3 does not support global buckets, data must be replicated. Question 8. A startup runs several EC2 instances for batch processing, but the instances run only 8 hours daily. The company wants to minimize costs. Options: A. Switch to reserved instances with a 1-year term. B. Use spot instances with a flexible start time for the batch jobs. C. Use dedicated hosts to maximize resource utilization. D. Migrate the batch processing workload to AWS Lambda. Correct answer: B. Use spot instances with a flexible start time for the batch jobs. Explanation: Spot instances offer up to a 90% discount compared to on-demand instances, making them ideal for non-critical, interruptible workloads like batch processing. Why not other options? Option A, reserved instances are cost-effective for predictable, always-on workloads, but less so for intermittent tasks. Option C, dedicated hosts are costly and unnecessary for batch processing. Option D, Lambda may not suit large-scale batch processing due to execution time limits and concurrency limits. Question 9. A media company stores large volumes of video files that are infrequently accessed after the first 30 days. They want to minimize storage costs while maintaining accessibility. Options: A. Store files in S3 intelligent tiering. B. Store files in S3 standard for 30 days and transition to S3 Glacier. C. Store files in S3 standard for 30 days and transition to S3 Glacier Deep Archive. D. Store files in S3 standard IA for the first 30 days, then move to Glacier. Correct answer: A. Store files in S3 intelligent tiering. Explanation: Intelligent tiering automatically optimizes costs by moving data to the appropriate storage tier based on access patterns. Why not other options? Option B, Glacier has a retrieval delay, which may not meet accessibility requirements. Option C, Glacier Deep Archive is even slower for retrieval. Option D, transitioning between tiers manually increases management overhead. Question 10. A company is running a highly available web application. The application is deployed in multiple AWS regions to serve global users. The backend consists of an RDS database in a single region. During a region-wide outage, the web application becomes unavailable. What changes should the company make to achieve a multi-region architecture? Options: A. Enable multi-AZ for the RDS instance. B. Use Amazon DynamoDB with global tables instead of RDS-C. Set up cross-region read replicas for the RDS database. D. Use Elasticache to store all application data across regions. Correct answer: C. Set up cross-region read replicas for the RDS database. Explanation: cross-region read replicas ensure that the database is replicated to other regions, providing availability even during a region-wide outage. Why not other options? Option A, multi-AZ is within the same region, so it does not protect against region-wide outages. Option B, DynamoDB global tables could work, but switching from RDS to DynamoDB might require significant re-architecture of the application. Option D, Elasticache is a caching service, not a primary database, and cannot replace RDS.